Someone hid weed in their ex's suitcase before a trip to a no tolerance country. The ex got stopped by customs.
I love that. I
Same,
love that. And whoever did
same.
that, wow, a
I
round of
know.
applause for you.
I read it and I was like, oh my. This
Wow.
men should
Like people really.
pray. Welcome back to the Gup and the Grain. As usual, I am your host Denise, and
I'm precious.
yeah, she really was dying to do that. She asked me as well, but I was like, yeah, we're just not going to engage in
I
such.
mean, Dennis, sometimes you have to feel the season. You have to feel the vibe.
I'm feeling it. Can't you tell from my feet?
Just like we are dressed for the
Can't
day,
you tell from my feet?
you have to voice for the day. You have to voice for the season. You have to voice for the episode.
No, but it's okay. Precious can do precious. For last week's draft pick, guys, Eco. So, I'm happy for this result because we can say who won.
It was a very tight one, to be honest. Human blueprint and survival theory were quite tight.
I know, but it was because it was such an amazing draft pick.
Right,
And from
right,
you guys' votes, that, just proves the point that this was a really good one. If you're watching, wherever you're watching, guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and don't forget to share, comment, let us know. Don't forget to take part in our voting for draft pick, which is our segment every week. I think it's really fun. I just want us, before we get into this episode, just talking about what we've been up to all week, big things that have happened for us, for other people, just the things that have taken our minds this week. Chris, do you want me to start? Do you want to start this time?
I really have nothing to say, Denise. I can't even think of what my week was like, to be honest.
I'll start us off this time. So my week was much more relaxing than last week. Definitely, I had guys. This is going to be story time. Quick story time before we even jump into it. I had a midterm on Monday morning. No, actually Tuesday morning at 9. By Monday in the evening, I wasn't feeling ready. I was like, I can't do this, I'm gonna fail. So I decided to study all night. Guess what happens when you decide to study all night? I at 6, as I said, my midterm was at 9 in the morning. At 6 I decided, okay, it's around 6:30. I think I was like, I'm done studying, let me go shower, get ready. So I go take my shower, get dressed, and I was like, it takes me about 30 to 45 minutes to get to school. And I was like, I wanna leave home by 8. But by the time it was around 7:20, I was like, looked through my school schedule for a couple of minutes, did a few miscellaneous tasks there, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take 30 minutes of sleep, set 3 alarms, and it's like, I'll wake up at 8 and travel to school. Guess what time I woke up? 11:30.
Oh my god, Denise, that must have been horrible for you.
I see, it's hard for me to explain what I felt in that moment. One, knowing that I had missed my midterm said at 9, it was supposed to end at 11. I wake up at 11:30. I could not. Point is, it was very crazy in the morning. I was like, so I go through my course syllabus just to find out, can I defer it, can I reschedule it, but there were so many requirements just to get that sort of accommodation to take my midterm another day. When is I went through a bunch of calls, a bunch of emails, till I was given the okay, you are allowed. So I'm taking my midterm after reading week, like the very first day after reading week, the Monday after reading week, my very first day back.
Damn, Denise, you didn't tell me about this.
I know. I was not. I was like, I was storing it for story
Oh,
time.
this has happened to me before.
Really?
Yep. I had an exam at 8 a.m. and well, I just woke up late and I wasn't able to go for it. And so, of course, I sent my professor an email and luckily he was very amazing, and he let me do it after reading week in the what's this
Exam center.
yeah, in the
uh
exam center. So I had about 5 hours to do a 2 hour exam.
5 hours is crazy
Yep.
and
It
a
is
lot.
because I know I started at 9 a.m. and I had till about 1:30 p.m. to finish.
Dang, good for you. That was the biggest thing that happened for me this week. Precious, anything that you want to share?
No, I had no big things happening.
Okay, then, except dressing up for Halloween. As you guys can tell from the title of this episode, Crime and Punishment, a lot is going to be based on just crimes, punishments for the crimes. I know, very vague.
Okay.
So these are relationship crimes. Though technically they might not be crimes, but they can get you a full sentence.
Did you just say relationship crimes?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, fun stuff. Okay, so this is like gray area non-negotiables in relationships. Number one, so I grabbed a bunch of this from multiple sites. So, okay, one, opposite sex best friends.
No, that's a crime. That is a crime. Once you get into a relationship, I feel like you're supposed to forget about your opposite sex best friend. It
Hell
it
no.
actually, honestly, it actually does happen naturally
No.
because the person that you're in a relationship with is supposed to be your best friend. Then is what would you share with your best friend that you wouldn't be able to share with your partner in a relationship?
Well, see, I think that's where people get everything messed up.
And to be specific, your male best friend.
As I said, I think this is why people get everything so messed up. One person best friend, they think, oh, they know my life. My best friends are, by which I have multiple of them. That's what I call my best friends. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, but they're all my best friends. They all know a portion of, one person might know, they might all know, let's say 50% about me, about my life and everything, but their 50% involves different parts. One person could know A and B, while the person knows B and C does not know A. The person knows A and C does not know B. So with my partner, that's a very different combination. My partner would basically know A, B, and C, but would he know 100%? No, let's not lie that there is such a thing. I can say none of my best friends have any weird feelings for me, and neither do I.
A question for our viewers. Do you think a girl and a boy, say between the ages of 18 and 24, can actually be best friends without the opposite gender wanting something from the other? Comment down below and let us know.
Our next gray area, social media posting. Think mainly, let's say you have, let's say there are two people in the relationship are both very present on social media. They love to share. One person begins to share more about their life. I mean, sorry, share more about the relationship. Naya speaks every now and then. Of course, their page does not suddenly become dedicated to the relationship, but they begin to share, okay, me and my boyfriend out on a date, or cute little pics like that. And then the other person is more like, I want to keep my private relationship. I would say that social media, I give you that kind of context. But this is someone who posts about almost every other thing in their life, but they're just like, I'm not gonna post you. Don't tag me in those photos because I once you tag someone, of course, it's going to appear. So they're like, don't tag me, don't anything.
I wouldn't mind that.
I think to a degree, I would mind that because I'm like, it's not that even. It's not a thing of I want to be posted every day, but the moment someone brings it up that way, I'm like, what are you hiding? Is it some? I mean, I understand the privacy bit, which is where we are not sharing everything. But when you say don't even tag me in a nice pic,
Oh, the
let's
don't
say,
tag me.
well, it's that's not only that, but that's just one aspect to the whole. When I That's why I say gray areas. So that's what I'm saying. By let's say I post a nice pic of 2 cups of coffee, and then I want to tag my boyfriend. He's not even in the picture, but I just want to tag his account. But it's like, don't tag me.
Cheating. He is cheating. Cheater.
I would not go as far as to say cheating, but I would be like, I don't think it's okay. I think there needs to be like, dude, a very, very good reason as to why that shouldn't happen, because that's privacy is very different from just hiding or denying a relationship.
You know what? That reminds me. I just saw there is this thing that has been there is a storyline that's been going around on TikTok. There is this lady. She had just gotten married to, of course, her husband. She just gotten married, and they were on a vacay with the now husband, and she is trying to take pictures with him, but then the guy keeps on shrugging her off, because apparently he was looking at other ladies, so he had his eyes on some other ladies. This whole thing just took her spark away, you know. It's right after your wedding, you're very happy, very excited, oh my god, and just a week or two after this is happening.
And so, sometimes I say, man, and I'm like, I'm trying here, but no comment. But I sympathize with the whole relationship. Our next one, boundaries with exes. They still reply to Instagram stories. Or even some people go as far as some people can't be friends with their exes, like good friends. Exes are still part of the social circle. They still go out together, so they maintain what you would call a friendship. What do you think of that?
um honestly, at first I was gonna say that it's okay. I was looking at it from my angle. If I am friends with my ex, right? Because um for me, I'm like, if you're friends with your ex, you wouldn't really have to engage with them as much. You can talk to them through social media. If you have like the sort of friendship that where you guys build each other, where you guys help each other out. But the whole thing of going out with your ex, that's something else. That's I feel like that's a no.
Yeah, but it's also non going out as a date or even just as you two. Imagine it's like, oh, we as 4 friends, but that your ex is one of the 4 friends. Because you're not just talking, no. Because of course, most people would say no to the just you and your ex. That's weird as hell. But it's you, 3 other people, him as well.
You know what? Sometimes when people are still friends with their ex, sometimes when people get into friendships with their exes, it's usually because they still have a liking for them. But if you do ask your partner, are you okay with me being friends with so and so, and they're okay with it, then you can go ahead. But if they're not, then you shouldn't do it. There will be no reason for you to do it, because ideally your partner's needs need to come first. You need to care about your partner's feelings.
I hear that, and I definitely. I think for me, it's just I have this rule of I say I don't do excess whenever someone asks me anything regarding. I'm like, I just don't do excess for anything, and it's just for me. An ex is
Denise, do you
like,
talk to any of your exes?
no, no, don't I don't even want to think about it.
Uh,
But it's a thing of I think that's it for me as well. As an ex, I don't think because usually I think for me it's also maybe says just for any of the people I've dated that are now my exes, I didn't meet them as friends from the very start. I think one thing for me has always been from the very start. When I meet someone, I know they either could be a potential someone I could date or no. And once I look at just well, because potential is different, because friends can be that, but Once I look at you and think I actually like you, then in the long run, as any other person, you're thinking it would be nice if I could date this person. And once we actually date and we break up after that whole thing has played out that way, I'm like, yeah, we were never friends, to be honest. We were something, we were like playing around. Maybe for a while, this person didn't even notice me and whatnot, but I knew what I wanted from the start. Friendship just wasn't. So why should we now play house or play friend? I'm like, I can't. But with other people, I think for me, it's just, I've had so many people tell me how they're still friends. I've seen so many scenarios for being friends with exes and saying it's just friends. I have a hard time believing it as much as I want to trust the person I'm with. And I'm like, you're not going to cheat. I'm like, one of you has to. Because it sounds like I'm all for the use your ex. If I ever
Did
needed,
you say use your ex?
yeah, but not in, let me elaborate on this in a way of, in case, let's say, sometime in the future, my professional goals and I, one or the other, had to come into contact with my ex. Let's say they were in close to, and this is close acquaintances of a boss to a company I'm trying to get to, and they're just like, I'll put in a good word. I'm like, for sure, I'm definitely going to take that. But are we even going to keep contact after that? I'm not looking for us to now start exchanging numbers or even trying to talk more. I'm like, yeah, you do it or you don't. I can take advantage of that. I feel like we all should have a degree of respect for the people we are with. If you know it's something that's going to hurt your partner, going to cause issues, and it's not what they thought, then you should do it without having to be told. By the time someone keeps an ex around, then there is obviously some sort of issue with setting priorities. Hey, this one is an interesting one just because I think I saw a TikTok or I had someone mention it. Don't remember, but lunch with opposite sex coworkers. Think people you're working with, your coworker, and they're just like, oh yeah, we should have lunch sometime, but they're the opposite sex.
You know what? Of late, I think some of my friends have gotten into the working bit of life, and
They
um,
have lunch with their
they do have
coworkers.
friends. They do have lunch with their coworkers, and they've gotten really close, pretty closer than they're supposed to be. So that gives you a benefit of doubt. You know, sometimes it's easy to say things when you haven't had a first-hand experience on them, but once you do have an experience on them and actually see someone going through it, you're like, hmm, is this really okay?
Hmm. This is another hard one for me. Or because it's just like, I'm just imagining at least all my scenarios at work. If let's say was our lunch break, went to grab lunch together, happened to sit, I'm like, that is to me is fine, but it's different from okay. We should have lunch this weekend, this Saturday, outside of our work hours, beginning to mix a certain degree of beginning to mix our professional and personal lives. I think to me it's just because, yeah, I understand the friendship bit. Some people can become friends, but I think this is where I draw the line almost. I'm like, I don't think I would like it, but let's say it's an ex coworker, male, female, whatever the gender, and they asked you for lunch. That's a very different case. That can be built out of okay friendship, and I don't know why it's different for me. But when it's someone you worked with before, you guys are catching up. But when you see each other every day, Monday to Friday, but then you decide to now set out time on a Saturday to go have lunch together, and it's the opposite
No, no, that's
sex.
that's that's really that's totally different.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, no. Location sharing.
Mm. Well, you gotta share your location with me
Uh,
because other than that, why wouldn't you want to?
Well, this is
I
the
mean, you
thing.
don't have to, but why wouldn't you?
So that's the thing. In some of these cases, it's a very sometimes you don't have to. Want someone makes the effort to argue their case for not wanting to share it. That's when it becomes a bit of why is it such a big deal to you not to share it. But the reason I hesitated wasn't because I mind. To be honest, I don't mind sharing it with my partner because I'm obviously not gonna do anything. But it's just sometimes I think of how does it come off when you, because for some people it can seem like when your boyfriend asks you, you need to give me your location. Why are they asking for your location? Because that's also different. When someone has to ask me, I could give it to you, I don't mind, but then with what tone, what scenario? Because sometimes it could be something. Say I was living with my partner, this is the scenario. Living with them, one time I went out, came back in the evening, they're like, where have you been? Oh, I was like, I was here. They don't believe me for some reason. I don't even know, but they don't believe it. And they're like, okay, now you need to share your location with me. That whole scenario having played out before sets a certain reason they don't trust me. That's why they need my location. So that's different. I'm like, keep it to yourself. Wait, I don't know, a week. Wait 2 days. I don't think I'll think about it in 2 days and then ask, because then I won't be suspicious. But when you ask after we've had a bit of a mishap over something like this, that brings about negative motives for wanting to have my location. You don't trust me. I don't need to give you my location for you to be like, okay, now I trust you. Opposite sex roommates.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's yeah, that's okay. I feel like you kept the reason as why I laughed is because you said there was a burning question that you had for me. Opposite sex roommates is totally fine
Why do you think that's directed to you?
because you said you had a question for me.
Yeah, but why would it be this one?
Because I feel like we've had an argument over this before. So
Okay, I won't even tell you that this is the burning question. It doesn't matter, but it's okay. I don't. I well, it depends. Let's say you are in your. I have my boyfriend's 21. His roommate is 60.
no way. You
So
st- you still
now
you still can trust a 6 year old. Trust me.
I
Trust me on this one.
I
Trust
hear
me on
it.
this one
I
because
hear
I know
it.
your point is I wouldn't want my partner to have an opposite sex roommate. But let me tell you, once I mean, by roommate, do you mean housemate or roommate that we're sharing the same rooms?
No,
I
housemate.
think you mean
Because
housemate, right?
exactly, I mean housemate.
Both of you
Obviously.
have different rooms, right? Assuming both of you have different bathrooms as well. It would totally be fine as long as you guys know how to keep to yourselves, know your boundaries, know that I can't do this, I can't do that.
Let's say it's someone they met online, house hunting, whatever. They don't know this person. I might be fine with it for a while. But let's say one time I'll go to visit him and I notice a certain degree of closeness or awkwardness. Because sometimes we just need to be awkward. You notice something that
Exactly.
that's the
Exactly.
thing.
You always notice
I
something.
know what I'm
But I'll be
trying.
honest, I've lived with guys before and
No wonder you believe it's
exactly. And so
fine.
I believe it is okay if nothing does happen.
Yeah, but we know it is possible that nothing is going to happen. But would you be fine with it? Is a different thing from. I'm not saying my boyfriend living with a girl means he's definitely going to cheat on me or
And
do it bad. Am I okay with
you
it?
know what? I also believe that if I if I did get a boyfriend and I was staying with a guy, I would stop spending as much time at my place and you start spending more time with your partner.
I understand, but I mean, I think I would prefer none. It depends who are you moving in with. Okay, I like this one when I was writing it because I've had so many stories about it. The boys' trip. So all his friends are, let's say all his friends are single. They're going on a guy's weekend to Miami. He wants to go along. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, go and have your time. At the end of the day, you're going to come back to me.
Singles trip to Miami. All your male friends are single. You're the boy I'm seeing is the only one who's in a relationship. I'm like, why are you even going? We all know what that trip's going to be about with all the other boys. They're single, they're going to have a time. What is my boyfriend going to do during, you know, while his friends are having the time?
Usually. I don't know whether I just live in a fairy tale world, but I believe that usually your boyfriend would ask you to go along with him and he would genuinely want you to go along with him and he wouldn't go if you weren't going if you were not going along with him in spite of the fact that it's a boys trip.
That no, but that is obviously the ideal situation. But we are saying no, 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 no. Girls are not coming. Yes, yes, my boys are single, but I would. They genuinely expressed that I would prefer it. I wanna go with them. Uninvited is non-extended. Nothing is insinuated about you having to come along or you being able to come along. How and then your boy just wants to go.
To be to be honest, at at the instant I'd be like it's okay.
Right, no, I'm like, I wouldn't be okay with it. But it's different when, let's say it's a group of five, two of them are dating, that's including my boyfriend, so three of them are single. I could be okay with it, but my boyfriend being the only one in a relationship on a singles trip, I'm like, unless it's a work thing, which is also very work thing, it's, I'm not okay with it. Let us know, guys, which ones are crime and the sentence you'd give. Okay, our next segment is the crime. Called it the crime. How to catch a cheetah. Okay, guys.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So some of these are like real stories that I found while just browsing the internet, and I've just, of course, shortened them because some of them are like really long. I'll go into it immediately. She begged, accused, and he said she was crazy. You know, she installed a tracker. Well, it turns out he was parked outside another woman's house every Thursday night.
Each time I hear of sex stories, each time I hear of things like that, I'm like, really, are relationships even worth it? Like, is it really okay if at the end of it all you're gonna get into one and such a thing is going to happen? Like,
It's,
what's the point?
well, who says it is? I try not to be negative. That's why I say there's sometimes the men, and I almost want to take it back, and I'm like, no, it's not all men. Men are good. Some men are really good,
No.
but
No way.
but no,
No way.
guys, some men are really good. I'll stand by it. You know, I'm standing by you guys. Though some of you are
You
very
know what?
disappointing.
Sometimes you try to cling on to the tiny hope there is, but then you get to hear of all these stories, and it looks like everyone that's coming out these days is speaking of negative things about relationships. And at the end of it all, you're like, are they even worth it?
I've obviously seen the negative things. How else would I have, all these points? But I've also seen of positive ones. So yes, am I clinging to a 1% chance? Probably, but I'm like, that's okay. I am still going to stand by that 1% if that's what the number is. One thing I need to talk about regarding this is it okay to, when, I mean, going into the whole detective mode, it's not even detective, planting a tracker in your boyfriend's car without him knowing? Because there is the part about he was caught. What if he wasn't?
By
What
the
if it
time
was
she,
for a good reason?
Mhm.
What if there was some good reason he was making a stop somewhere, some surprise, and then you find out and you're like, well, now I suspected, but it was for all the wrong reasons.
Honestly, by the time she did that, that means she was suspecting something. You know, as a as a person in a relationship, you're not supposed to give any room for doubt to your partner.
I agree, but I'm just going to say this just from my own point of view. I'm not one to be all doubting in things, but as humans, we all have our issues, we all have our weak points. So I might notice something that might give me thoughts, make me think about certain things. Does that mean there is something wrong with our relationship? Maybe not. Okay. She left a voice activated recorder in the living room before her girls' trip, came back to wine, cokes, popping, and giggling on the tape. So, this is a tape. It's a recorder that's only activated by voices. So, if people are in the room and talking, it's on. When there is no one, it's off. I okay, you know what, this I don't think we even need to debate this at all. The one thing I wanted us to talk about here was just how far would you go when it comes to listening to the evidence. Let's say you, oh yeah, you start listening, you hear the first, pop, wine pop, you hear the giggles, and it was like an hour long
To be
recording. Would you
honest,
listen to the whole?
I'm the kind of person that wants to know everything. I feel like I would maybe two times. Like I would speed it up and I would make sure I listen till the end.
Ah, the heartbreak.
So that by the time I'm done, so that by the time I'm done, my heart is completely shattered and broken in two pieces, and I don't have any ounce in me that can actually trust you or that can actually bear any more of you in my life.
But I mean, just for me, I'm just thinking, and I'm like, would I listen to the whole thing? No, I don't think so. I'm a very okay. Okay, then I resign a lot to. I did this whole thing just because I was trying to mimic that whole. But I'm like, okay, you did you. And I'm like, I don't think we need to talk about it more because for some people it could be like it's already proof that this is there. And by the time even my boyfriend listens to my ex at this point, my freaking ex listens to the recording, even 5 minutes in, he knows what comes after. I don't need to tell you I have proof. You know I have proof. So that's we don't need to have any conversations after that. To be honest. Okay, so this one was by a man. He said I made a fake Tinder account, matched with his girlfriend, flirted with her for like a couple of days before she figured it out. Realized that, oh, this is not some random cute boy I found on Tinder. This is the boy I'm living with. So he was silent the entire time, didn't say a word, but then she realizes. So one of them now has to bring it up.
You know what? So much is going through my mind right now. I feel like as a girl at a point I would be like, you know what, babe, I knew it was you. I knew it was you the whole entire time. Give it up. Give it up. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking for the man, I'll be like, why the hell are you
Of
on?
course, on the guy's side, if you put yourself on the guy in the guy's shoes, you'd be like,
Yeah,
really?
and it's also like, if you knew it was me, why were you even swiping? Because obviously my fake profile wasn't the first one that popped up. So many things means you were swiping. It popped up at some point. Why were you even on there swiping, actively using? It's I feel like
Guys, why for both the females and the males, why do people get into relationships when they are not ready? When you still feel like you want to be out there?
okay. He started buying flowers every week. 2 weeks later, she found hotel receipts. So this is like when you guys have been, he's been doing what he
My
does.
eyes are tearing up. I'm tearing up right now.
He thinks, and then suddenly one time he just comes back, and then every day he comes. He's so sweet. All of a sudden, he's buying you flowers. He's going. above and beyond with everything. Then Bambi, you're happy for like 2 weeks. You're feeling good only to find receipts. So there's a question of when they start acting perfect, like all of a sudden start acting great and all. Is that like a red flag? Does that raise flags for you in your mind?
Well, if it's all of a sudden and then nothing is going on, I'm sure nothing is going on, then I'm fine with that. I'd actually love that. But
How sure can you
if I
be?
actually find out that something has been going on, like she found hotel receipts.
Yeah, a couple weeks later. So this is after all the happiness, after feeling like my man has changed. My man's now,
You know what? I don't blame anyone that has trust issues, honestly, because this world leaves you with no option.
Hmm. Okay, this is our last one. Someone said, if you have to check, it's already over. Is that maturity or is that self sabotage? As I said, some things can be false alarms. It can be that yeah, something could have looked fishy, but sometimes people keep things from us as I'm planning, let's say for your next birthday, I'm putting up this very big thing. Then they become secretive for a while, let's say for like a month before your birthday or something. And sometimes you can't say, oh yeah, he's definitely surprising me. But then you later find out. So imagine this person's like, if you have to check it's ready over, and you just sabotaging yourself. But then another person could say, yeah, but you could be right. You could be right that they are doing something. So what do you think of that?
All the people that I've talked to, or all the people that I've made contact with and have checked their partner's phones because they're suspicious, have always found something.
I think
That has a
it's
lot to say. That says a lot.
this segment is called, well, this next one is called the punishment.
The, pa- the punishment.
Okay, these are petty revenge confessions. See, now that we've seen the crimes, it's sentencing time. I loved this one. I'm not saying you should do it, guys, but I loved this one. Someone hid weed in their ex's suitcase before a trip to a no tolerance country. The ex got stopped by customs.
I love that. I
Same,
love that. And whoever did
same.
that, wow. A
I
round of
know.
applause for you.
I read it and I was like, oh my, this
Wow.
men should
Like people really.
pray.
Wow.
I know because I personally could
I'm
never think of
impressed.
such a thing.
I'm impressed.
I know. This person put fox urine, specifically fox urine, which in the vents of their ex's car. Apparently, it the scent stays in forever. I don't know if that's true. I didn't verify, but apparently the scent, at least for a really long time.
You know what? If I was that person and I had the money with me, I would definitely buy a new car.
Well, this one I found issues with only because it's like I'm spending money, but all I could think was I'm brokenhearted. I do this. I'm brokenhearted. That's an excuse. Took all their ex partners' right shoes, left all the left ones, and then went bought matching pairs for all the shoes, replaced all the right ones with left ones. So basically, this person has two pairs of shoes, each for the left feet. They don't have a single shoe for the right leg. They just have left.
You know what, Denise? I forgot you mentioned petty. I forgot you
I
mentioned
know
petty
this is a like
revenge.
petty.
That is really.
And the worst thing is, one, yes, the girl. I don't know if this was a girl or a boy, but they spent money for this revenge. But the ex, is also going to spend money just to replace all this. You can't go and buy one shoe. They have to. So I liked this one a lot. This one was a boy, a man, whoever. So this he found out she was cheating. They break up, all that stuff, and then he goes back,
Mhm.
asks to get back so that they can rebuild trust in the relationship. The girl's so happy.
I'm already imagining what was behind that whole getting back.
Yeah. So the girl's so happy. 2 months into it, she's feeling good. She's feeling stable. She finds out he's been cheating on her with her
Her
best
best friend.
friend. She didn't know that, guys. She didn't know that. And he
We all know the
said,
plot.
now we are even.
What?
But mind you, she wasn't cheating on. Wait, she wasn't.
Would you? Hmm?
Mm.
Would you?
Would I? Us, none of
Wait for
this.
it. Wait
I'm
for it.
waiting. I'm waiting.
Would you support your ex being friends with your best friend just after the relationship has ended?
You know.
Guys, comment down below and let us know.
So, this is like a funny one and an interesting one. Became the stepmom.
I cannot fathom. Oh my god.
This is like generational payback.
It is.
But sometimes I wonder if it's to a degree of marrying the parent, you think about it and you're like, what about your own life? Aren't you dooming it?
Mhm.
Because yeah, revenge and all. But that's crazy. That's crazy.
People will really go above and beyond for these things.
I know. And I commend you guys for it. Not gonna
We do.
lie.
We do.
So for drop pick this week, we are doing best Halloween outfits for the season, for this Halloween specifically. For those who don't know the draft pick rules, two teams, a list of activities or items, and we each get to pick. Then the viewers decide who won.
Mhm.
We've done a couple fun draft picks in the past. Don't forget to check out our old videos. But for this one, we'll start with Precious. Can you? Okay.
Right, so I will go through the list of the female ones.
Mhm.
The female outfits. We have Vilma, we have the Greek goddess, we have Wednesday Adams, we have a sexy vampire, we have a pirate, and we have a policewoman.
Hey, for the male outfits, we have Hulk, Dracula, we have Ghostface, we have Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland, the Duke of Huntings from Bridgerton, and then the Phantom of the Opera.
And for the group outfits, we have the Mean Girls, we have the Squid Game, we have the Ghostbusters, we have the Powerpuff Girls, we have Mario and Luigi, and we have the Teletubbies.
Okay, so for the couple outfits, lastly but definitely not least, we have Marvis and Jonathan, we have Bobby and Ken, the Angel and Devil, Doctor and Nurse, Joker and Harley Quinn, Little Red Riding Hood, and the Big Bad Wolf.
Woo!
Okay, so since I went first in last week's draft pick, Precious, you can pick your first, whichever one you wanna pick. The only rules are you get to pick two from the female outfits, two from the male, two from the group outfits, two from the couple outfits. Whichever.
Okay, and for my first one, I'll go for the Greek goddess.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a really. I think it would look so good, guys.
I know.
I think it would
Yeah.
look really good. For my first one, I will go the Duke of Hastings for the male outfits.
Wow, Denise.
I just think, oh, I don't need to say. Those who know what I'm talking about.
Okay, and for my second one, I'll go for the Ghostbusters.
Okay, I see you.
Yeah.
For my second one, I will go actually Joker and Harley Quinn. Couple outfits.
Oh, Denise, you're really outdoing yourself, aren't you? For my third one, I'll go for Dracula.
Okay. Uh, for my fourth one, I'll go Velma for a female. I think, oh, I've seen some girls try this and I'm like, it is so cute, so hot as well. It just looks really good.
Okay, it does. It does. Sure. Okay, and for my fourth one, I will go for Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Wolf.
I really wanted this one.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay. Okay, good. For my for my fourth one, I think this is my fourth one. I will go for Teletubbies. I just think, okay, I think this one is very cozy and so cute. I used to watch Teletubbies as a kid, and I don't know why, but this Halloween season, I've been thinking about that outfit so much, and I really want to do it with a couple of friends. Just so turns out that I am best at do-it-yourself stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just.
You definitely are. I mean, the whole.
Thank you, but it's just I can't afford a Teletubbies fit. But I would. Oh, I think it would look so well, so great, precious.
Okay, for my fifth one, I will go for a sexy vampire. For a vampire.
For my fifth one, I'm going to go Ghost Face for the men, just because I think it's very Halloween toned. It's very, and you don't see the person's face. I mean, yeah. My boyfriend out there, my future boyfriend should be going Ghost Face. No one needs to see the face.
Boy.
Okay, precious.
All right. For my sixth one, I'll go for Hulk.
I see you.
Yeah.
For my sixth one, I'll go for. I'm trying to think of a group outfit. Which one among these ones is like? I'll go for Mean Girls.
Not too bad. Not too bad. And for my next one, I will go for Squid Game.
I think it's a really good one.
I do.
Okay, for my seventh one, I'll go for. You know what? I'll go for Mavis and Jonathan, because I think it's really. It gives almost cute, innocent, but cute, still very cute and hot vibes.
And for my very last one, I will go for Barbie and Ken.
I think it's cute. I like it.
I love it too.
They're very.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
None of us have chosen our current characters.
I was going to. I've been keeping it for my last female character. And you just ruined the surprise because I was about to say for my eighth one.
We're done.
It's okay. For my eighth one, I was about to say pirate just because I'm like, I mean, guys, look at the feet. My first idea was put on like headbands of like maybe a cat or a dog or a mouse and then draw whiskers on my cheeks. And then come dressed in my normal clothes and say, dressed up for Halloween. And then I was like, Precious inspired me. It's like, okay, please do your best. Put whatever you have in your closet stashed away. Create an outfit. So
Exactly.
inspo. But okay, guys, let us know who you think won this week's draft pick. I think it was a really close one. Just because all the fits are really good. And I told Precious a couple minutes back that this one's going to be less about who has a better lineup and more about what does someone look at as their inspo for this month or for next Halloween.
Right.
Because I think they're all very good options. Okay. That's it for this week's episode of The Gap and the Grind. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to follow us. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon. For those watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and share. We also post on our threads, our Twitter, our socials. Don't forget to, yeah, don't forget to watch out for prompts that come up. Don't forget to vote for draft pick. Yeah, that's it from us. And happy Halloween to all of you guys. Happy Halloween, guys.